Today we're going over how to set up Cornell Notes in your Google Docs. So right now I have open a brand new untitled document. It's blank, there's nothing on it. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put in a header because we want to be able to look at it and know what our notes are about. So I'm going to go to Insert, and then we're going to go to Headers and Footers, and you're going to choose Header. And what that does is it opens up this box at the top that shows where the header goes. And in there, we're going to choose the title style. And we're going to type what our notes are going to be about. So, for example, if it was going to be about the sun, you would type the sun. If it was going to be about ancient Greece, you type ancient Greece. It's just whatever your notes are about. So mine, I'm just going to type Cornell Notes. Okay. Now, this next part, you have to make sure that you click out of the header. Otherwise, all of your typing is going to stay inside of the header, and then we can't format it. So, click off of the Cornell Notes, the box goes away, and now we can type. Now, Cornell Notes, depending on how you're making them, they're going to have different styles. And the style that we're going to do is going to be questions, notes, and summary. So I'm going to type questions, notes, and summary, each on their own line. Now, questions and notes needs to be in columns next to each other, while summary needs to be under them. So I'm going to highlight just notes and questions, and then I'm going to go to Insert, and then I'm going to go to Columns. Format, Columns, and then choose the one that has 2. Now, this will separate them, but I want to do a little bit more than that, so I'm actually going to choose More Options, and then I'm going to choose my number of columns as 2, and I would like a line between my columns, and then Apply. Okay, so that creates 2 columns. This side, I can type all of my questions in. Type questions here, and on this side, I can type notes here. Now I want my question to be a heading, so I'm going to change its style to heading 1. And I want notes to line up with it, and I want it to also be a heading 1. Okay, and then the summary is outside of the columns, but it should also be a heading 1. Okay. And this is where you type your summary for your notes. Make sure to write a good summary. It should be about 3 to 4 sentences per page of notes. Okay. So you'll notice that the summary goes all the way across the page. It's not bound by the columns. And since it's not bound by the columns, it will take up its own space. Now we do have a problem here inside of our columns where if I push enter, I can type, but I'll eventually end up back at the other column. And that's a problem because we don't want to have to keep using our enter button or space button to get these lined up just right. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to back up the notes back into this column, okay, and we're going to go to Insert, Break, Column Break. Okay, now if your formatting changes, it's fine. We know how to change it back. We just change it back to heading 1, and it's back. So now that formatting problem no longer happens. Okay, no matter what you type, you stay in your column, and notes will stay in its column. And now you have your Cornell Notes. So what you're able to do now is if we click inside of Untitled Document, it titles it, it titled it Questions. So we'll go ahead and change that. It should be whatever your notes are about. Mine is just going to be Cornell Notes. And there we go. We have our Google Doc set up to be Cornell Notes, and we're ready to take our notes.